How did you ever get tangled up like this? Trying to get to your mammy, huh? Go on. Hey.
Wally, you always seem to be just in time where there's trouble.
Well, that little calf was in trouble, wasn't he, Miss Ware?
Will you please not call me Miss Ware?
Yes, but, what should a fellow call his boss?
Well, you were my father's foreman for so long, I feel that you're the boss.
Thanks, but we won't argue about that.
You know, when Father died, he didn't leave very much money. I'm afraid I'm going to have to let the boys go.
Your father had a reputation of never laying anybody off.
I know, but the way business has been, I'm afraid I won't have the money to pay them.
Oh, yes, you will. Now, listen, I know the cow business a little better than you do. You just wait till after the next roundup, and you won't have anything to worry about. Why, you couldn't lay us off. We've been around here so long, and everything is sort of like home. Well, we've even seen you grow up. And as for the money, don't worry about that.
You've been awfully kind to me.
Well, this is a great smell of gas. What are you beefing at me for? It ain't my fault.
Say, Spider, can't you and the deacon push this thing into town?
No, me and the deacon can't push this thing into town. Furthermore, who knows how far the next town is?
Yes, and it's my opinion that the farther away we stay from any town at this time, the better off we'll be.
Well, it's all right with me. No water in the car, and no water to drink. You know, I used to read in books about people dying on the desert. It must be awful to die of thirst.
You can think of the most cheerful things. Say, can a guy really die of thirst?
Can he? Say, you knowing so little about water, you better start pushing this thing.
Well, all right. Come on, Deacon.
Look here, Case. I pushed my way into rackets, and I pushed my way out of jail. But I'm damned if I push this car across the Mojave Desert.
You'll do as I tell you. Remember, I'm still boss here.
Well, all right. But it's a sucker racket.
Now you're doing something. This is better than sitting back there waiting, ain't it?
Hey, Case, we can't push this thing. What do you think we are, a couple of mules?
I'm sorry, boys. I forgot to take the brake off.
Swell.
There. That'll be better. Come on, let's go.
Listen, Case, we ain't gonna push this thing another foot.
Why, what's the matter? We're doing all right.
Oh, yes, you're doing all right. It's perfectly silly. Why, the next town may be miles away.
All right. Stay here and die. You picked a great spot to hide. I always told you the safest place to hide is in a big city. Come out to these God-forsaken places. If the law don't get you, you'll die anyway. You should kick. With all the cops in the big cities looking for you, I bring you out here in the country where you're safe. And still you're kicking.
Now, brothers, please. We're bad enough off as it is. Let's not fight.
Are you men in trouble?
No, lady. No trouble. Just gonna push this can over the desert a couple of 100 miles, then jump out and play some tiddlywinks.
Shut up. Don't mind him, lady. He doesn't know what he's saying. We're out of gas and out of patience. And if you'll help us, why, I'm only too willing to pay.
Well, I can supply you with the gas, but I don't know about the patience part of it.
Oh, don't worry about the patience. I'll take care of that. How do you do? My name is Green.
Glad to meet you.
And this is Mr. Jones and Mr. Smith.
How do you do, gentlemen?
We're having a little trouble. Like all tourists, we've just run out of gas.
Well, Barney, it looks like we have company.
Sure it does.
What do you say we go over and introduce ourselves?
All right.
If we could get over to my ranch, I have gas there.
Why, that's great.
Here's a couple of my men. They can tow you over.
That'll be fine.
Oh, Wally, this is my foreman.
I'm pleased to meet you.
Wally, this is Mr. Green and Mr. Smith and Mr. Jones.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm glad to meet you.
See, we just run out of gas here. And the young lady said...
Yes, sir. This is great.
Boys, this is the spot. Boys, this is a great spot for a hideout. They'll never think of looking for us here. And if they do, we're only 100 miles from the Mexican border.
Yeah, well, I don't like it.
Oh, you never liked anything. Wait a minute, fellas. I'll go over and see if I can fix it. Miss Ware,
Yes?
I've been talking it over with the boys, and we'd like to stay around here for a few days. We'll pay you well if you'll board us.
Well, I'd be glad to have you if you think you can be satisfied with what little I have to offer. And I do need the money.
Oh, that's okay. We don't care what we get.
No, it's the freedom of the open we're interested in.
Will you get out of here?
Well, I'll have one of my men show you to the bunkhouse.
Thank you very much.
Oh, hello, Wally.
Good morning. Listen, Mildred, I don't much like the keeping of these boarders here.
Why, what's wrong with it?
Well, nothing maybe, but I've seen that fella in the gray hat before somewhere. It wasn't in church either.
Well, I think they're perfectly nice gentlemen.
Yes, woman-like, maybe you too.
Oh, I think you're just a little jealous.
Well, maybe I am. But now listen, in all seriousness, it isn't a good idea. I'm going to town today, and I'm going to check up with the sheriff on it.
Oh, you're always worrying about me.
Now look at here, Case. We're near the Mexican border now. Let's split the dough we got in that last bank holdup and separate. You know they're bound to get us if we stick around here.
Oh, is that so? Well, let me tell you something. It was you who shot and killed these bank guards, not me. It was you who brought this murder rap on us. Now you're looking to me to get you out. Yet you're trying to run the whole show. Now get this straight. You'll do as I tell you, or this money will only be split 2 ways. Do you understand? Besides, I have other ideas around here that might work out.
Oh, forget it, Deacon. He's in a bad mood. As long as we gotta stay around here, let's take a couple of those horses for a ride.
Ah, what good would that do? I don't know anything about horses.
Come on, I'll show you. I had a stable of my own at one time. I know, Deacon, this is very easy. Just takes a little practice. Not much of that. Is that big brown one? Watch it. You see, Deacon? It's simple.
Stop him! Whoa! Whoa! Holla, whoa! Whoa! Stop him! Oh, stop him! Whoa! 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 Twas simply awful. That was awfully simple.
Make up your mind, will you? Did I do good with the horse, or didn't I? Of course, accidents will happen.
Miss Ware, are you really happy here?
Why, of course. Why?
Oh, I don't know. I was just wondering. You know, since the first time I saw you, I kind of thought you were wasting your time here.
Why, Mr. Green, I don't feel that way about it. I'm perfectly happy here and wouldn't want to be elsewhere.
Have you ever thought of living in a big city where you could have money, diamonds, servants, everything you want?
Why, yes, I've thought of it. But I can't afford it.
I have money enough to give you all these things. Money enough to make you very happy.
Oh, I'm happy here. And happiness is all I want.
Oh. Say, Barney,
Come here.
All right, boss.
Listen, Barney, I'm suspicious of these fellows.
Yeah?
I think maybe they're wanted. You know, I've seen that fella in the gray hat somewhere, or seen a picture of him or something. You know, it might have been when I was in the sheriff's office.
Maybe.
Say, suppose you slip into town and check up on it. And bring the sheriff with you, will you?
You bet I will.
You swear?
Mr. Green.
Ever since the first time I've seen you, I want you. I've got plenty of money. I'll take you any place you want to go.
Green.
Please, now. Please come with me, would you?
There's your perfect gentleman. Now, Mr. Green, I'll just give you 10 minutes to get out of here. And at that, I think I'm giving you a start on the sheriff.
I'll go, but you got me wrong, partner.
Get out and take those other 2 rats with you.
Well, I guess you guys are right. I'm going to scram out of here tonight and go over the Mexican border with you. But under one condition.
What's the condition?
I'm going to take the girl with me, and I want you guys to help me.
Well, anything to get out of here.
Well, you're getting in deeper.
Oh, shut up.
Throw that in the front seat there. Give me that gat. Now, where's the money?
Why, it's in the suitcase.
I want to get the kid out of here. Deacon, around the other side of the house. You come with me.
Don't worry about it anymore, Mildred, but after this, let me pick the borders. Please.
Stick him up. Get his gun. So, big boy, you had your turn a little while ago, didn't you? Now you're going to listen to me. I'm going to tell you something and tell it to you pretty plain. Spider, give him the works. Wait a minute, you. Come on. Get in there. Hurry up.
You was right about that. The sheriff's out in the hills looking for these fellows now. And he's got Mildred and gone.
You take care of these 2 men, Barney.
Right.
Well, that was good work, son. You know there's a reward for these 3 bank bandits?
Well, I suspicioned it. That's why I sent for you.
Well, I don't know how much they were going to pay you, Miss Ware, but there's $6,000 reward for these 3 fellows. Now, although you and Williams here kind of captured them, I think we'd ought to split this 3 ways.
Why, yes, I think so.
What do you think about that, Wally?
Well, that's all right with me, Sheriff.
You see, $2,000 apiece. Well, that's fine. Come on, boys. Get them out of here.
Well, Mildred, it looks like your boarders turned out to be profitable after all.
Yes, I know. But I wish I'd listened to you in the beginning and this wouldn't have happened.
Oh, forget about it. Gee, think of the money we have, and gosh, automobile we won.
Now that we have some money, remember you said you'd like to buy an interest in my ranch.
That's right, I did. And I still would. But, would you go with the deal?
Do you really mean that?
You know I do.